Welcome to Virtual Headache Specialist. Think of it as your go-to WebMD of migraine, headache, and facial pain. It's the only site of its kind created and run by a practicing headache specialist and neurologist. It's totally free and we collect no information whatsoever from you. I created this free educational service to help alleviate the lack of access to headache specialists, starting with a personalized headache and facial pain symptom checker tool. Based on your personal symptoms, this tool will generate a list of possible headache or facial pain disorders to discuss with your doctor. From this list are links to educational content on those disorders, including common treatments to discuss with your doctor. The informational blog articles on the hottest migraine, headache, and facial pain topics will also provide a lot of useful education and direction that you and your doctor can digest together. From the website homepage, you can access this free headache and facial pain symptom checker tool. I'll show you exactly how to use it in just a moment. There's a very popular blog section linked to the top, which discusses common questions that patients and healthcare providers often ask me as a headache specialist, along with important headache and migraine topics, treatment tips, headache hacks, cutting-edge information on the newest treatments, comparisons between those treatments, and a wide variety of other topics. These blog articles are written based on my extensive first-hand experience, knowledge, and perspective as a headache specialist and neurologist, combined with the latest evidence-based medicine. At the top, there's a link to our education center. If you have a diagnosis of headache or facial pain from your doctor, you can scroll through and find more information on that topic. You can also go to the home page at any time and search for any topic that you are looking for, and that information will populate. Lastly, I want to give you a personal tour of the Symptom Checker tool and show you how to use it. But first, let me tell you why I created Virtual Headache Specialist. Millions of patients suffer with debilitating headache, migraine, and facial pain disorders. 39 million patients in the U.S. and 1 billion globally have migraine. Migraine affects 20% of all women, so 1 in 5 women and 1 in 16 men have migraine. Migraine is now ranked as the second leading cause of years lived with disability globally, behind low back pain. If you look at women in their prime working years, it becomes the number one cause. Putting that in perspective, it's a tremendous problem. These statistics don't even take into account the many other types of headache disorders out there, which are treated much differently than migraine. Unfortunately, there are very few headache specialists available to help the overwhelming demand. There are only about 570 headache specialists in the U.S., and many states don't even have a single headache specialist. In states that do have headache specialists, they are far and few between, and most patients live long distances from them. This access is even worse in other countries. Wait times are excessive, usually many months out. I see lots of patients who travel very long distances by car and plane from out of state and out of country. This makes access to a headache specialist to provide a proper diagnosis and treatment plan very difficult and often impossible. This leads to prolonged suffering without clear direction of what type of headache disorder you may have and how to successfully treat it. The result is a circular rut of a poor quality of life affecting personal, family, social, and work life. Let's be honest, patients do a lot of self-education and research on the internet, which is usually misleading and anxiety-provoking by all the scary headache causes you'll find on the internet, which are actually quite rare. For all of these reasons, I created Virtual Headache Specialist. I'm an American Board of Psychiatry and Neurology board-certified neurologist who is also a United Council for Neurologic Subspecialties certified diplomat in headache medicine, in other words, a headache specialist. I work in a large academic medical center and headache clinic managing complex headache disorders all day, every day. All of the information you obtain from Virtual Headache Specialist can be printed out and discussed with your doctor. The purpose of Virtual Headache Specialist is to provide guidance and education for you, the self-researching patient, as well as healthcare professionals researching to help their patients. When you meet with your doctor, you will have a more educated and effective office visit together, discussing headache and facial pain possibilities to consider, along with the most effective treatments to consider. Many patients get shuffled from doctor to doctor without a clear idea of what type of headache or facial pain that they may be suffering from, not to mention how to treat it. I created the Virtual Headache Specialist and Facial Pain Symptom Checker specifically for you as a starting point. Let me show you how it works. Virtual Headache Specialist uniquely converts how I, as a headache specialist, interviews you, the patient, in the headache clinic. This includes very specific headache and facial pain questions, and your responses are put into a questionnaire algorithm. Based on your personalized responses, a list of possible headache or facial pain disorders, which shares some of your symptoms, is provided, along with education for each type. This info is then meant for you to discuss with your local doctor. So think long and hard about each of these questions. If you have more than one type of headache, gather only the symptoms specific to one type of headache at a time. This process is done very easily in 5 steps. First, you're going to choose your headache or facial pain location from the 8 illustrations which we will go over. Second, you're going to answer location-specific questions the same as a headache specialist would ask in the office. These questions include not only the location, but unique features of your headache, pain frequency, pain duration, pain description, associated neurologic symptoms, and additional associated symptoms. You'll then receive a personalized list of possible types of headache or facial pains. You can click on each result listed for detailed information, testing, and common types of treatments, and further education links. You can print out the information and take with you to your local doctor to help narrow down your type of headache or facial pain and discuss more effective treatment options. Let's do an example. So first you're going to pick your location of pain. You're going to then go through and see if there's any unique features to your headache. If there's none, then you'll select none. You'll then pick the frequency of your headache, the duration of your pain, the description of your pain, associated neurologic symptoms, additional associated symptoms, and you are provided with a list of possible headache types to discuss with your doctor. You can click on each option to learn more about each type, and this will go through descriptions of the various headache disorders, various treatments, the most common treatments that are used, things to discuss with your doctor, and additional educational links. In summary, Virtual Headache Specialist is a unique, free educational service and the only website of its kind run by a headache specialist and neurologist. Think of it as your go-to WebMD of headache, migraine, and facial pain disorders. The website and services are for informational and educational purposes only. It does not provide specific medical advice, give a definitive diagnosis, nor recommend specific treatments. Instead, it arms you with the information and education that you can take with you to discuss in your next office visit with your doctor in hopes of better answers and more effective treatments. My ultimate goal is that you end up with less headache and pain, better quality of life, and less disruption to your job, school, family, and social life. I'd love to hear from you if you and your doctor have found success from Virtual Headache Specialist and the information provided. Please comment below. Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderfully headache-free day.